Greetings, traveler.
Alright, so... Whoa. It's no problem, right? It's just more data. You just have to see what you do with it. It's good to have those problems presented to you, so you can solve them before it matters. Shady Collins and Dreads will win it. Well, we won it last time. Winning it twice in a row is probably a bit unlikely, but you never know, right? We have a fair shot for sure. So the problem I had on my previous Hunter is that it lacked a little bit of closing power, and Fungomancer provides that closing power. But I think I still go Candle Shot here. Just pick Baited Arrow, and we pick Baited Arrow, we pick High Main. Could it be a Scorpion? I have no idea, actually. Rumble Tusk's a bit eh. Could be a Jar Dealer. Random Jar Dealer. Rumble Tusk Shaker performs significantly better than the others, but ugh. I feel like there's so much better stuff for 4 mana. Scorpion's cool. It's so bad at pushing damage. For 7 mana, you get to push 3 damage a turn. Just go with Candle. Ooze definitely has some upside right now, with Rogue and Hunter being popular. I wonder if the Temple does better. Oh yeah, significantly better. Holy crap. But that might just be because the Swamp Ooze effect, right? I like this guy, so. Tomb Spider helps with the size issue. It's probably a bit early for a sidekick. Early Revenge of the Wild? I don't know. God, this pack seems tough. Maybe it's the Bright-Eyed. It's either that or Revenge. What is a random beast in average stats? I have no idea. I guess this is a similar thing to the size issue, right? It's like a Tomb Spider in a way. Hunter's been nerfed? No, not yet. Not yet. So this is where they're offering the worm here. We probably want to accept in light of the secret memers. Yeah, I think most of the Hunter decks need a little bit more size regardless, because they don't have the cat, they don't have the mugger. Guess now we pick up a sidekick. Alright, a Pit Croc and a Worm. That's sort of solid now. Now I think it's either like 2 Warbears or 2 High Mains, or a Rap Golem and a Warbear, or a High Main and a Rap Golem. I think a combination of those 3 cards, 2 copies. Then I think you're completely set. Hatchet has always been okay. It's not a Candle Shot, it's not a Spear, but sometimes it's better. Most of the times it's slightly worse. It's a really early second weapon. If you get 2 spears now, it could be awkward. I wonder if you just pick the commander, actually, the more I look at it. Can't be terrible, right? It's not a very difficult hatchet to pick, and the other good weapons are up against good cards as well, so we'll figure it out. We do have 2 very excellent beasts to copy. What do you think about more than 3 weapons in Hunter, Shady? Well, isn't that obvious from my internal dialogue? Well, I guess it's not really internal dialogue, but you know what I'm saying. This Basilisk is not a bad pick, of course. But I think I'm okay with the Wild Tamer. Like the balance between having enough stuff and having enough defense. I feel like I've been picking enough defense most of the time to be able to afford this. Alright, Tortoise is a little monk ass, but I'll probably pick it here. Jelly for me, it's more a pick I take if I have to. Beastmaster is disgusting. And we're definitely gearing up to have a deck for it, so. Could just be a Toad. 2-mana Beast is really not bad. You got Hatchet, you got Beastmaster. Even the Wild Tamer copying something is better than nothing. And we're doing okay on 3-mana cards. Alright, this is the thing, right? Now you have your third weapon. And this Desert Spear is not up against anything where you're like, oh man, I need it, right? But then again, having a Spear, a Headhunter's Hatchet, and a Candle Shot is way better than, you know, having only one or maybe only two. So, pretty happy with that. It's just that if you get a cheap weapon now, it gets awkward. But the Hatchet was really not up against very great cards. I guess I'm going Wasp. I don't think I want Hatchling, right? Just makes your deck worse most of the time. Alright, Ritualist is a good card. Sunwalker's a bit meh right now. Gladiator's Longbow could be the 7-mana card we're looking for instead of Warbear and stuff. We do have a Tortoise for Neferset. That's always nice. Just in general, nasty card. I think I do like the Longbow, sort of a la Dino Size and Paladin, a closer. I guess more a la Vinecleaver. I think Baited Arrow is insane right now. It's for the way how I'm drafting, I don't think I'm going to be skipping Baited Arrows. I think under very specific circumstances I might do it. But Baited Arrow, yeah, this is the thing, right? This is where I probably pick Macaw, which is fine, right? I don't think Macaw is a bad card. It's just for this bucket, there's more exciting things in Macaw. But it's okay, right? This would have been a bit... Like, the first Candle Shot, what was the first Candle Shot up against? That's where we might have had the Candle Shot now. It was a real card, right? Yeah.
Calm down, I'm a doctor.
Laxet, thank you so much for the 4 months. Welcome back. Fungal, yeah. So you could have a Fungal and pick the Candle Shot now. Why is Stonehill not good anymore? Stonehill was never good in Hunter. It's a Paladin card mainly. Sometimes Shaman, Warrior, but not in Hunter. Could be a Houndmaster. Could be a Jewel Macaw. Not it. Eagle Horn Bow seems like it's never to pick anymore. I think Houndmaster's pretty good. We got Tortoise. We got Desert Spear. I'm pretty happy with Houndmaster. Warlord is usually an underappreciated card. I like to pick it in a lot of my decks. Ha 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 ha. This might just be Beetle. I think 3 weapons. I might make an exception for a 4th one if it's a Desert Spear. But you can see the early weapon picks, right? It's not just me being paranoid or whatever. It happens, right? More than you think. So I try to pace myself a little bit with the weapons. But it's always a little bit, you know, like, is the card really worth skipping it for, right? And Beetle's okay. You know, you usually don't want to pick it in this bucket. But it's a beast. We have beast synergies. It's a 2-drop, right? It's probably Unleash and have faith in the strategy, but the Pit Croc is tempting. But I think this is where you go, no, I have the Longbow, I have the Pit Croc, I have the Worm. I need a Rat Golem, I need an Namani Warbear, maybe a really cheap other big card like a Violet Worm. But this is not cheap, right? Skipping an Unleash the Hounds, it's not cheap. You're definitely giving up a good card. So I think this is where you stick to the strategy and say, all right, I'm going to go for one more big card. I'm going to try to get it a little cheaper. Probably tracking. I don't think this is the big card we were talking about. I guess Mischief Maker. A 3-mana 3/3 is better than the trash that is next to it. Not that 3-mana 3/3s aren't trash, but they usually have an effect, and this effect is not really an effect. Right? All right, so how many actual 3-drops do I have? Desert Spear is a 3-drop. Tortoise is a 3-drop. Wild Tamer is a 3-drop. Beastmaster is a 3-drop. Wasp is pretty eh. Mischief Maker's pretty bad. Napper has a little bit of Houndmaster synergy, not too much. There's no Hyena. It has Warlord synergy. I think I'm still happy with the Napper. Yeah. I guess this is a mark. We're pretty low on the mid game. The Corrosive Sludge could be okay. But those rogue games, I was struggling with people putting the Sleepy Dragon in the way, right? Yeah. Alright, well, Tar Creeper is still excellent. I think we have faith right now in the draft that we didn't go too light to go for the Breaker now. We also just picked up the Hunter's Mark, so the Breaker shouldn't be as necessary. Arcane Shot is the best card for me here. It could be Stormpike to fill up the curve, but it's probably still Arcane Shot. Yeah, Arcane Shot doing significantly better than Stormpike, which is to be expected. This is a really nice one. I find it very hard to pick Razor Maw, but every time I do, I'm very happy. I do think here as well, it is the flanking. Flanking is just so good, and we can use a 4-mana card. But every time I pick Razor Maw, I'm super impressed, very happy I have it. Animal Companion, I think right now is practically unpickable. 3-drops are easy to come by, and it is such a premium you pay for it every time. For Bright-Eyed, it's too light. Well, no, you just pick the Bright-Eyed because you high roll it or you just wait on it. You don't shape your deck around the Bright-Eyed Scout. See, my instinct is always the flanking, but I try to really look at the deck because every time I have Razor Maw, I'm super happy, right? So I'm just trying to see, like, why am I not picking Razor Maw more often? And it's probably because it's up against flanking or baited era. But I do think it's the flanking. It also makes the deck a tiny bit heavier. Alright, so we did not end up getting that 4th card. So the second Pit Croc could have been okay. We do have the Tomb Spider, the Bright-Eyed Scout, the Wild Tamer.
Rexa versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
Oh, thank you, Chernobyl. Yeah, it feels the Baron Stable Hand has a terrible win rate, and it feels like a terrible card. So. Well, if that's the case, Charstring, you just played a 4-mana Spider Tank, and you cycled through the deck so you won't draw a 1-drop. It's not the worst thing in the world. By the way, people sometimes ask me, like, how do you keep playing Hearthstone? Whoa, Sinnott's on a roll. Holy crap. I think he went 12-0 a bit ago. What was I saying? But yeah, this is part of it. The just continuous experimentation, just learning. We're gonna have a lot of weapon charges. But I think I'll just take the Desert Spear. Card is so insane.
I hunt alone.
I'm pre-hitting the Radiant in case he wants to be cute here and heal the Temple Berserker. That way I'll be able to dunk it next turn.
My eyes are open.
Looks like he wants to be cute. Cute player. Ay. If I give him the Beetle, he gets the Shadow Madness, but so be it, right? Or do we want to just equip the Desert Spear? We could just equip the Desert Spear. It's actually not so crazy.
I hunt alone.
no reason to really give him the thing, right? And then once again, he can be Q tier, heal my guy, and then the Desert Spear will kill it. Oh, that's not the 5-mana sludge, is it? It's not. Cool. Alright, we can debate it to 3-2 and then pre-hit the Scorcher. Could also hit his face. It's 3 health and 1 health for him. It's probably going to be better if we hit his face.
Hunter low.
We've drawn all 4 of our weapons. But yeah, someone talked earlier about you have 4 weapons, not 3 weapons. The longbow doesn't really count. It counts in that, yeah, it's a bit harder to balance out the deck, right? But it doesn't count in that you're mainly just looking at your early game. You can hold the longbow most of the time. Just pretend it's like a warbear, right? Just purely a charge issue at that point. I guess I'm going to use Flanking Strike in my face to kill the 3/5, right? And then there's Beetle.
I hunter low.
Chunk him a bit. You could longbow, but you're effectively only dealing 3 damage with the longbow because you're losing out on 2 damage from the thing. So I might just scout here and then probably hounds. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, getting 5. 2 from here, 3 from here, and then 2 from here. Yeah, okay. Hey, hey. That's probably the worst target in the deck. Because usually you want to cycle it. So it's like you played a 4-mana spider tank, because the draw will take a very long time to become relevant. Could have been Revenge. Yeah, also wouldn't have been playable though, right? Oh, you mean the Bright-Eyed Scouts. Alright, yeah, maybe. Okay. Felt like he was gonna Scorcher again the way how he did that. Self damages. Man, if the Macaw was 1 here, oof. Very, very different experience. Alright, so if you longbow and push 8, next turn you have another 7. That's 15 over 2 turns. It's not enough. If you go for the Tortoise and the Hatchet, what would happen? You're on 17 right now. You go to 12. You face tank something. You go to 11. He's got 3 power on board. It's not the end of the world. It's probably better to get the body down. Squeeze into hero power. Maybe next turn just trash the Hatchet. We'll see. I did not know that, but mechanics-wise that makes sense. Freeze makes you skip an attack. If you're asleep, you won't attack, so... Ooh, that's bad to hear here. 8, 3, 11. Will he fire my face? Not my face. He still goes face though. Alright, so now longbow is 5, 7, 10. Next turn, 17. Still not quite enough, but a top deck Pit Croc could technically do it. I guess he doesn't really kill my minion right now. I mean, it's what we do, right?
Welcome to the exhibit.
There's a lot of awkward things in there. Although Bone Wraith's not a death rattle, but Carted Defender would be. Ooh. It's not a Pit Croc. Probably a taunt now, right? Yep. So our opponent has lethal because the turtle will buff. So we are looking for an out from the Tomb Spider, I take it. That is a tough game to lose. Awkward turtle did it, I guess.
I wonder.
Lost the aggro priest. It's not really aggro priest. How do we lose? We drew all our weapons. First game, right? We get all the weapons.
Embrace the void.
You can't just ask that after the first game, man. Come on.
You asked for it.
What is that kind of a question? You don't pass spear ever? You definitely do. It's not a good attitude towards drafting. I've passed spears in the draft, and I think passing it in tracking is acceptable as well.
Prove your worth, Cur.
I hunt alone.
Oh, we're back.
Silver moon shall not fall.
I wonder. I hunt alone.
Look! Look!
Hunt alone.
Rams? Those aren't exciting enough.
Sharp, pointy teeth!
Why not baited arrow? Then you give him the body and you throw away reach.
I hunt alone.
Rexa versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Let the hunt begin.
What would you have me do, chat? We killed him, okay? What are you expecting, chat?
I smell blood.
Chat expects perfection. Any day of the week. Yeah, the Fungomancer pick. It's interesting. I might pick it next time. I think the way how I draft, I'm usually more afraid of the of being a bit too light. I think my natural instinct right now is to pick defensively, so just that Fungomancer is a tricky card to draft and play. Win me the game, Tark Reaper. Go.
I see each.
Rams? Those aren't exciting enough.
If he kills it with this, this, and this, it's cost him his turn 1 and turn 3 to kill my turn 2. It's a pretty good use of coin then.
Back, beast.
It's too awkward to not attack for Flame Ward. Makes things really weird.
I wonder.
I guess we only give him 1 armor because of the ping, so.
Is that food?
Alright, if he goes in here, then we're fine anyway. Really doesn't want the beast memes to happen. And he was right.
Look! Look!
Just the spider tank for 4 this time around. I guess we just pretend that was a mage and we hero powered.
Look! Look!
Have some fun again with that bullshit. Dude. So ridiculous. The good news is that we can probably play Worm. And this is what I was talking about, right? This is kind of what breaks the secret memers. If they don't happen to have a poly as well. Phenomenal.
Watch out!
Oh, that's great to hear, Razor Laser. I'm still figuring out myself how I want to build it specifically, right? But I think the broad, right, the broad idea is out there, right, on how you want to hunter. So that's cool.
Look what I found.
It does feel good, right, to immediately get payout from the adaptation, right? We get reminded that we need a little bit more beef. Immediate payout here. We might track soon-ish, but still too early. Grievous Bite's probably okay. Giving the worm extra health seems okay. That's 3 mana. Hero power, that's 5 mana. Probably just Mischief.
Think they'll notice?
Think they'll notice.
Hey,
It's kind of
I
funny.
got you, friend.
He wanted to damage the worm, so I'm assuming he has a way around the grubs. So let's try and avoid him popping the worm. Ping trades 6, 7, 9. We put him to 2. Oh, it showed me that I drew Pit Croc. That's kind of funny. Why did I say we can put him to 2? We can't. I mean, we can, but... that's probably the right move, actually, right? If you can put your opponent to 2 when you're a hunter, that's just a really good deal. Six, 7, 9.
It's going to be okay.
I guess we should track. I mean, I don't think it matters, but we should have. Why not track for hounds? You can, you can. So putting him to 2 was nice.
Rexa versus the Thunder King.
I am the slayer of kings and gods. Let the hunt begin.
Not tracking won the game. I wouldn't go as far as that. But... Ice Barrier XD. XDDDDD. XDDDDD.
So profitable.
Ooh, wow, Jar Dealer. It doesn't discard the cards, Future Gadget, it mills them. Discarding would be removing them from your hand, milling them would be removing them from the deck. Removing cards from the deck does nothing unless you fatigue.
I hunt alone.
So I play another Flame at Hero Power. It's probably the only thing we can do, right? Then he trades. Smack flanking. Into baited around. Why does Hatchet seem like Luster? Because Candle and Spear are insanely good. Just comparison. It's a tough comparison for Hatchet, but Hatchet's not a bad card, not at all. Stormforged Axe is an excellent card, and a lot of the time this is Stormforged without Overload, so it's really nice. It's just that Spear is excellent. Ooh, that's really good for him. Does he know how good that is? Damn. Equipping the weapon might be the difference between getting a good baited arrow or not, so I won't hold it here.
Another soul.
Yep, we can bait it now. It's probably better than either Houndmaster or Napper.
I hunt alone.
It's a similar story to Keening Banshee and Fellreaver. They mill cards from your deck, and most newer players think they're terrible because you're killing off your cards. But if you weren't going to draw your entire deck, it doesn't really matter anyway. Something with Grievous Bite. Could go Grievous, Face, Trade. I guess Houndmaster plays nicely around Warbear. Plays into Hex, but ugh. Yeah, probably just do it.
I hunt alone.
Not being able to Warbear here is probably quite a bit better than giving him a Hex. Because if he hexes, it's unlikely he deals with the Houndmaster as well. And then we just play out next turn with the hero power if we don't draw something better. Looks like he's got it. But then had he been able to Warbear to 5/5, it puts us in a much worse position. Oh, Crushing Hand. That might be a bit more annoying because 5 mana now is nice. It does mean he can't Pit Croc next turn, so that's a plus. He was also quite hesitant, so it could be that he has a good 8 mana card. It could be Worm, it could be Pit Croc, or no more Fountain. But those are important things to learn. It's like, yeah, I set myself up to getting hard removed, but if my opponent spends mana on that, he cannot play the other card I'm afraid of. And in this case, we were afraid of Warbear, because Warbear was quite annoying. Next turn, we can play the Bright-Eyed and the card immediately. So we might just Mischief Napper hero power. Just weave in the hero power that way. We could also Mischief Scout, but we don't know how heavy he drafted. So weaving in the hero power is probably better.
Think they'll notice?
I don't like this card at all, but just picked it because a 3-mana 3/3 was way better than what else was in the pack. Which says a lot about the pack, because I'm not big on 3-mana 3/3s at all. Let's hope we didn't give him something great reactive. Looks like we gave him a Temple Berserker. That's acceptable. Archhawk? Ugh. Wouldn't want to see that. Unfortunate. Professional Taunt Roller. Ooh, we denied him a Bone Wraith. That is great. That's results-oriented thinking, of course. Yeah, we'll hold that, right? There's a chance we can use it. Skip out on the hero power here. If we hit anything relevant here, Tube Spider, Worm, Pit Croc, I'm very happy playing a 5-mana Wild Tamer. Heck, even if we hit Huge Toad or anything like that, I'm very happy to play it. Any beast. If we don't draw the beast, I'm not sure. There's a lot of beasts in deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beasts out of 17 cards, so that's roughly half. There is a Hex and a Storm. Oof, nasty. After specifically rolling the... that's crazy, right? It's so crazy. He rolls 2 Taunt Totems, and then he needs Spell Power. He rolls this... Holy shit. That's disgusting. I think the Wild Tamer is not worth it right now, because it just dies on board, and it's copying a Wasp. I think Wasp Hero Power is better, and then try to hit a better beast. The situation was different when I said that last turn. But this is insane, like... the 2 totems already healed him for, what, 7? So he gains 7 health off 2 taunt totems. And then when he needs the spell power, he hits it. Crazy. Well, we'll try to whittle him down. Which just got a lot harder. Whew, yeah, insane game. I guess we don't mind losing this one either. It's just one of those games, like, holy shit. Might have to just tempo it. We're dying now. Situation has changed yet again. This happens, this happens, this happens. Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to just be bashed in the head repeatedly by the 3-1. Rough, man, rough game. Everything was going so nicely, and then perfect Lightning Storm. Feels like you can only win if you copy a beast. Well, if you hit one of your big minions, there's no way you can avoid playing them, right? If you hit a big minion, you have to play it straight away. If you hold this to copy a beast, you'll never get there. Alright, so first of all, can I avoid being dead? I can remove 4 power off my opponent's board here. Then my opponent will have 11. So then I'd have to remove 1 extra power, which would be the Berserker. And then I'd hero power. He would go to 11. And then next turn, I got 7, which means if I get 4 damage off Unleash the Hounds, I could win, or Pit Croc. So I have to pick Longbow. I have to make myself not dead on board. Then I need to win the 50%er for Taunt Totem. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? I see it happening already. We got this.
Quickly.
Game's on lockdown right here. So, first of all, he can't have a damage. Then we need to dodge the Taunt Totem. Oh, Bone Wraith. That's like 3 Taunt Totems in one. Maybe with an Unleash draw we still get there? I don't know. But this is what you need to do if you try to win games, right? However unlikely it might seem, if you're losing super hard, you gotta figure out a way to kill him, right? If you can't figure out a way to kill him, then you may as well just concede. Or if you have, you know, a safer line you can do, you could do that. But if you don't see the safer line killing him, then why bother? Ooh, Unleash actually gets there? Huh, interesting. Oh, if he trades, it does not, right? Oh, wow. Thanks to Damoosh. We still get there, don't we? Not an Unleash this time, though. That's lethal.
Well fought.
Ooh, that was close, right? Oh wow, that was really good.
Rexar versus Anduin.
I don't think you ever tank the damage there.
Bring victory.
It just seems like a bad decision.
Begin.
Trop but. Well, we've beaten both the mages. That's a plus. Why not 1-3-3? Wasp is kind of sucky. Wasp is not a real 3-drop, right? In the early game, Wasp goes 1-for-1 max, so... Well, almost always 1-for-1. You want to do better than that. It depends on your deck, right? Sometimes it's what you do. Yeah, there's a lot of spells. He's got something. And he's already used to tracking.
Locked and loaded.
It's kind of funny. I might swing face here with the weapon.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Got a lot of charges in the deck left. Yeah, if you want to be the attacker, Wasp is weird. The defender will almost always be okay with that. Wasp gets a lot better when you're the attacker in the mid game when you can kill a nesting rock with it or something. But early game, it's pretty much just Tar Creeper where Wasp is good. That's pretty much the only one. I think all the other 3-drops you'd rather have your Tortoise, your Napper, things that go, you know, 2-for-1 or so. Well, you can summon it. And you might. Mischief Maker hero power is probably just fine. But you can bait it out or your Tomb Berserk. I don't like what it does into Nova. Well, it's still kind of funny.
Think they'll notice?
It's going to be okay.
Hunter low.
I do want to set us up for longbow on curve, so... I'm not sure if I'll go into it with 1 charge or no charge. It depends a bit on how good it is on the board.
Is someone injured?
Ooh, that's a good Nova. Well, that might add a very interesting twist to that game.
Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh?
It is pretty funny.
Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh?
I've never played with her.
Yummy shroomy.
It's hard not to be results oriented here. Yeah, it definitely is.
Hunter low.
Longbow, pretty good there. So we, wasted all the charges on the candle shot, but that's fine. We had it out, and it might have messed with his play. So, still dealt 3 damage. Not the worst thing in the world. Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh?
I let the dogs out.
Ooh. Hunter's Mark. I want to push a lot of face. I think I might Hunter's Mark the Houndmaster and Grievous Bite the Cleric. And then push 12 face, equip a Hatchet. And he can, you know, heal the Cleric, but I'm pretty sure he's more interested in healing his face. Does get the card. Four, 6, 8? 4, 6, 8. I think you just go in and then you plague the taunt next turn and dunk him, right?
Hunt alone.
Because you can't hero power when you plague, but you can still swing. So even if he plays a card to defender here, plague and go face is pretty dirty. Very smorky game, just sent it all face. We're playing a lot of the slower classes right now, but that's probably because we got knocked down early. The Hunters and the Rogues are in the winner's bracket. So we're going to be fighting Priests and Shamans and maybe some slower mages or something. Maybe some Warriors. Come on, bro. Feels like he's going for a draw. Yeah.
Quickly.
Okay.
I love omelets.
I'm guessing if he had a taunt, he would have taunted. So I think I will Plague of Death now to avoid the Pit Croc lethal.
I wonder.
And we can still hit more damage as well. That's an unfortunate turn of events. Oof. Feels like we dodged something there. Yeah. I'm guessing Crush, right? It's just you can play high main this turn, but then he can mind control. Yeah, he didn't have taunt, so I guess Crush makes sense. The Owl won't really do anything unless we don't hero power this turn. Let's see, if you pick high main and you play it, you push face. Mind control doesn't do it. He cannot mind control it because then the 3/3 will kill him. So maybe high main this round is better, because then you suddenly have board presence. Oh, he can entomb, you're right. I think the king is fine. But then I think you go Warlord.
The frost wolves stand ready. Hunt alone.
Probably shouldn't have swung, right? I can use that to get through a Gastropod or a 2-1 from a Bone Wraith. I was thinking I got weapons in the deck. Only a Desert Spear left. I think I'm supposed to hold the weapon there. I didn't read what you said, Havocash. Or maybe I forgot about it.
Let the hunt begin.
Let the hunt begin. Librarian. Feels so bad into a candle shot. Oh wow, what a great draw. Turn 2 was the only weak spot of this hand. This is a pretty monster hand. Player 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's disgusting. Disgusting, I tell you, chat. Disgusting. Trading that is a bit weird. He can coin Dark Iron Dwarf to kill the Beastmaster, but so be it. It's too nice to go face with a frog. If he goes coin Dark Iron Dwarf, you're just flanking a face to kill it, push another 3. It's probably worth it, to be honest. Yep. That could be the 2 damage lucky. Only then you don't even need to use flanking. Yep. Looks like it's gonna be pretty... Oh wow, order. What? Huh. Monka, Monka, So I would like a minion that survives Hellfire here. This happens. There's a world in which you trade. But then the simple Bone Wraith could be enough to stop you, right? Let's force the Hellfire out of him. Give up the Mischief and keep the removal. So you mean trade the Toad. These are Gunners, Dizzily. Wow.
It's all right.
We stole his rock? Holy shit, that's disgusting. I almost want a Wild Tamer hero power here and then have 2 of these. Holy crap. We're gonna do that, right? That's disgusting. Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny, huh? He's like, what the fuck? Fucking hunters. Two 6/9 rocks that we can't play.
None can escape my fury.
Let the hunt begin.
Whoa. A rogue wandered down into the 2 loss bracket. Well, he probably knew it was rock, right? I don't know. He knows it's a card from his deck, and he knows it's a beast. We didn't want to play it straight away. Is Berserker better? Maybe not versus Rogue. I think it's better later on into Scorcher turns. Why does Hunter seem broken? It's currently second in the win rates. Rogue doing better, quite a bit. Okay. So roughly the same, I guess. Flanking strike so far, not really disappointing. But Raise 'em Up probably wouldn't have either. Coin could be awkward here.
Thank you.
Beast. is technically a beast. Probably Spring Paw. It's gonna be too useful.
Back, beast!
Would you call it broken? I can see how it's frustrating to play against if you're not adjusting your strategy. If you're not going to value Taunt a bit higher, if you're not going to value cards like Card-Tip Defender. If you just like put the blinders on and be like, no, I'm going to draft like I always have in a meta where Hunter is popular, it's going to feel like Hunter's broken. But that's like doing what I did versus the mage. Let's say it's a mage meta where there's tons of mages with a lot of AoE and you don't draft any big minions. It's going to feel like mage is broken, but in reality, you're just not adjusting to the meta. Which is why I found it annoying that there's the occasional full AoE mage, which makes it harder to balance because playing around Hunter is drafting lighter and more defensive. Playing around AoE mage is drafting heavier, so that's why I got frustrated in that mage match. I was like, can't do both. Flanking and Spring Paws seem phenomenal here, so pretty happy to do that. So yeah, also nice being the Hunter versus the Rogue and not being behind on board. It's very annoying for the Rogue then. Take a lot of damage early. It's hard to stabilize. No taunt on that. Instinctively, it's Berserker, Hatchet, Hero Power. Swing it all face. You can get a pretty good betrayal off this if he stabs it, so it's probably better to put the Tomb Spider in the middle. And it's a pretty nasty turn. It feels okay until the Hunter pushes 10 face and you're like, ugh. I'm not sure if I did that, but yeah, maybe. -1. It's definitely not a bad habit. I think if you played Quest Rogue, you have to do a lot of that. Very, very instinctive play would be Wasp, bite the 3/2 hero power, push 4, and then you have Hounds and a Wasp for next turn, or maybe even Longbow. Pretty happy with that. Just face, face, face. Get the Wasp down for taunt. Card-Tip Defender, specifically very annoying. Versus Defender, there's even a world where we just never kill it. I'm not sure. Pit Croc? No, not Pit Croc. Glacial Shard?
Are you ready?
It's just lethal, right? 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, Hunter being ahead on board versus Rogue is very annoying for the Rogue. But a Bone Wraith would have just been like, no smork. Can't get through. Sorry, the face is unavailable today. That's what the Bone Wraith would have said. Please come back in a couple turns.
Hello.
Greetings, traveler.
Snuffle Snout. Oh, coin secret. Bam, get wrecked. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. We can go Macaw, and then he goes trade ping, and then we go coin spear, kill it. Coin Temple Berserker just does not seem better here, right? that is a big boy. So that could definitely help versus if he is the spam AoE mage, which I think most mages are right now with how much they love their new secret. Oh, he is going to regret that one. All right, well, so there's two ways to go about this, right? You can spear and hit the 2-2 and then trade into the 3-2, or you can hit into the 3-2 and push 1 damage. It's whichever one you like more. One is a bit more defensive, one is a bit more aggressive. I think I'm gonna hit the ooze and see if he's interested in trading, because that way you still don't take that much damage. And that way we sneak in 1 extra. If he trades, you just bop back in. If he goes face, then you do just take 3-2-2. With the other play, you take 2-2-2. It's kind of negligible. Oh, the counter debated. The counter debated. That's pretty disgusting. Well, it is what it is. You're not going to hold it there right now. You're not. We might just trade into the Snuffle Snout here. If you trade into a 3, I guess it is very similar. Ooh, Flanking Strike is better, I guess. Let's see, Houndmaster, the Wasp, kill a 3-3, ping trade, no. Yeah, this gets the ping out of him, or you are ahead on board. With the other play, he doesn't have to ping you. So this way it's either I'm ahead on board or you have to ping. With the other way, it's you can have a level board, no ping. That's not good.
Welcome to the show.
Alright, so now it's just opening a baited arrow.
Someday I'll be just like you.
He's got a lot of early game, a lot of pressure here. This would have been fine without the ooze. Now it's a little monk ass. Good thing we had both flanking and baited arrow to stabilize.
This jungle hides many secrets.
All right. This looks a bit weird. I think we might just be trading into the Elise and then making a Taunt Beetle. Because if you Houndmaster here and trade, he'll just trade in and it's really not that good. So I'm just going to Taunt up the Beetle and hope that's enough to survive. Warbear would be pretty bad, but then he just keeps having good play after good play, and then it's just hard to do anything. We have to be vulnerable to a couple plays, I guess. Alright, so no Warbear, that's great. That was definitely worst case scenario, I think. Definitely, I think. I say that a lot, right? Like, first an indication that I'm sure, and then an indication that it's more like a guess. Alright, what's the play? Unleash the Hounds looks very, very playable here. Probably just Tomb Spider, let him AoE. We have the Worm if he AoEs. Warbear on our side looks great. Rhino and Tyrantas and Rhino and Worm is flashy, but I think not dying and then having Tyrantas just wins you anyway, so let's not go too flashy here. YOLO it? No, we're fine, we're fine. Getting 2 Tyrantas is more important than charging Tyrantas.
Play by the rules.
So, assuming that he might not be able to ping, It was good. That paid off. If we trade with the 3 and then double bump, we deal 8 damage to it. 8 damage. 8 and grub is enough then, right? And if he trades into the Tomb Spider to be cute, we punish with the Warbear. So I do think we chunk it. If he has a Nefer set, that's unfortunate. Then we'll have to rely on these two to kill it. I'm a little annoyed if he was to AoE if I don't make this pre-hit. So now we have a little hedge against that. And if he wants to, you know, try and make this a thing, right? He could ping and trade, and then we punish here. And then you do get the 7 face or a trade somewhere else. We can kill it this turn with the Warbear. Yeah, but it doesn't seem better than set up the worm. Invite him to be, you know, invite him to try and let the worm hit a 2-3. And then punish with bear. It feels better than just showing the bear straight away. Yeah, see, now he's trying to make this a thing. We could have also traded. But being on 20 health, chunking him for 7 seems like a good idea. Also, if he goes Flame Strike ping, we keep it 3-1. Alright, we're boxing. Me? Oh my god. Okay, that's something. Him killing off his own conjure. Oh my god. I was actually thinking, man, if he gets Plague of Death, it would be so fucking insane. Holy shit, are you kidding? No. No, please don't hit that. Okay. We might still recover, but that was fucking stupid. Like, are you kidding me? Plague of Death into Amber. You almost couldn't write a better script. Right? What the hell? We got lucky on the Amber not being a big boy, but still, are you kidding me? Plague onto a worm into Amber. Are you fucking kidding? The odds of that need to be astronomically low. What's Plague of Death? Silence all minions and then kill them. I would have been okay. Oh wow, he's hitting in. Of course he's hitting in, that makes sense. I would have been okay with a reasonable outcome, which was, you know, clear my board, leave me with a bunch of 1/1s. Right? But clearing my entire board when I have a worm and then him getting a minion, that's just not okay, right? That's just not okay. Oh, Pitcroc is beautiful here. I guess we're gonna Pitcroc Arcane Shot, right? It's just beautiful. It's 12 face. It has to be the play, right? Alright. Let's try to play with some old-fashioned cards that we drafted. Not just rely on pure RNG. Please just die. Alright, I don't want the box to steal the game like this. That was an insane box. And you can do better, right? Probably not much better. But that's a silly thing, right? You can always... The box can always get better, right? You can always script it to be better, but... That's gotta be a top 5% box. On that board. Rely on cards we drafted as he hits the face of Tarantus. Hey man, let me Baby Rage, okay? Just a little bit of Baby Rage. I guess we tempo it out. We just need the Tyrantus to live. That's the only thing here.
Think they'll notice?
Hey, I got you, friend.
Your opponent got a vanilla 2-4. Are you honestly at the point. Okay, so let's review that board. I'm up like what? 2 minions. One of them's a violet worm. Maybe I'm up 3 minions. I'm not actually sure. At the end of that, my entire board is cleared. He's healed for 4. He's drawn some cards, and he has a 2/4 on an empty board. And then you're saying, "Hey, bro, it's just a 2/4. It's not so bad, okay?" Right? I'm just trying to make sure that we're getting that clear, right?
I love omelets. I love omelets.
He does love omelets. So this happens. This happens. I think I might remove 1 power. I think I'm going to put him to 3. And then hero power plus face still does it if he taunts. But it's tough. Don't pop, he might have our Warlord. Warlord doesn't taunt, he dies. Well, no, it's a ridiculous argument. The Warlord. Like, why do you care if he Warlord's here, right? Like, Warlord and then I kill him, who gives a shit?
I wonder.
The box gave him clever disguise into lay on hands. This is absolutely insane. Tell me again how the box wasn't that good, chat. Please, just tell me again. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, it's super funny. So fireball, ping doesn't do it, right? 12, 13, 14, 15. I think I just go face for Shroom or something. You could also just hold it. Shroom puts him to 6. Longbow still kills him. I think I should hold it. Hold it for a Kartet. Well, Kartet alone is not enough. He needs like Kartet, Shroom. Oh my god. That was so disgusting.
Rexa versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
These games are the best. Box needs to be banned, man. Insta ban on the box. Easy clap. There's 2 people, man. The people that like box and the people that don't. No Shadow Work Pain, please.
Hey, I got you, friend.
That's a curve here. Oh my god. Sure thing. I guess technically I do that first, but no 1-drop is gonna change my mind here. No, I think box into box is not allowed, Ransu. Illegal move. Mage and Warlock are better. It's really unlikely that we'll use Finley. It's only if we're desperate. Hunter hero power is really good if you're playing Hunter. You sort of draft your deck expecting to have that. Oh my god, dude. I mean, it's really nice. It gives him a death, but who cares? It's a bit off curve, but who cares? We could also Houndmaster the Rush. If I go in, I put him to 5. Houndmaster the Rush. Yeah, that's not so good. Prefer it this way.
It's going to be okay. Watch out!
We have 1 turn for Scream and Hysteria. I can see him playing a Taunt instead of Hysteria. A lot of people are greedy with it. No. He held Hysteria. Oof. Alright. Kept something. I'm already pretty happy with that. I'd like to hero power him, but that would mean I'm playing Finley, and that makes no sense.
Think they'll notice?
We just hope he doesn't go Hysteria into Scream. That would be really dirty.
Team spirits be the best spirits.
The frost wolves stand ready.
Pretty funny, huh?
Smoke, smoke, smoke. Yeah, Yogg no longer casting. Box is basically Yogg, right?
Tombs.
I'm guessing this is lethal. Trait flanking. Gain 6 health, goes to 12. We got 12. Okay.
Rexar versus Valera.
Watch your back.
Let the hunt begin.
I wouldn't highlight it because it's not flashy, but it's absolutely disgusting. In that given position, I would say it's top 5% of boxes that could happen. Knowing that you specifically have a worm, so hard to get rid of. He healed for 7 against the Hunter, right? Let's not forget that. That's a big part of it.
Rams, those aren't exciting enough.
He got cards, one of them a healing card in his hand. He healed for 7. He cleared the board with a worm on it, and he put a 2/4 down. Yeah. If that's not top 5%, I don't want that card to be a card. Holy crap. Oh, ooh, nasty. Feels like we just lose. Holy crap. I think I need to play Bright-Eyed Scout purely for stats. And that's when you know you're in trouble, right? I could also play Tomb Spider and just assume the face goes in and then get a beast to duplicate, but ooh, man. Maybe we just need a bailout. Maybe get lucky.
Look!
Getting a baited arrow probably counts as being lucky.
Another soul to consume.
So baited arrow doesn't remove power off the board, but it puts a 5/5 down and deals with the first half. We also have Hunter's Mark, Grievous Bite to stabilize later on. Pretty insane. Very strong start and a little slower hand from us on average. We didn't get our tools, no weapons this time around. Ooh. Okay.
At last, a worthy foe.
He had a ton of pressure on us, so not sure if I like that for him, the super slowdown. I think this is the part where I take my tempo swing, Mark, Bite, Frog, then he plays the taunt, then I master my Frog. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. He went for a value play after he was really, really pressuring me. So he takes his foot off the gas and we have some room to breathe now.
Another soul to consume.
That's pretty annoying. I guess you copy the Tomb Spider. Just settle for that. Just go stats. You might not even kill this, I'm not sure. Probably not. It's pretty risky though. He could then have a Warbear. Let's see. I guess I need to first decide whether I'm hitting or not, and then I'll see where it goes. The instinct is no. No, I mean, it's not that it's a bad Brewmaster target, it's just that Brewmaster's terrible, right? But if you're going to play a Brewmaster, then yeah, sure. But you'd rather just not play Brewmaster. I don't think you can actually hit, I think you just need to hope it works out. I think if you hit, it's just getting worse for you. Just need to hope he doesn't have straight up hard removal. It's always going to be terrible though. Let's say I hit, then he can dagger down the 5-1. Fan is whatever. It's, yeah, it's an okay start for us. Yeah, insane start. Like we thought we were just going to get overrun, but then a really nice Hunter's Mark tempo swing. Whew. Any hints for Arena? I wrote a guide. Feel free to check it out. Exclamation mark guide is the command. My death throttle happens first. Please hit here now. Sweet. I think he fucked that up, right? Feels like he fucked it up. A huge draw, one might say. I guess this means we're gonna go 4-3 rather than get the Warlord out. A huge discover, one might say. Alright, whatever. Positioning wise, I guess we keep the 3-3 beast in the middle. Wow, what a swing. Phenomenal swing. The last 2 turns were super big. I didn't think we were going to be able to recover, and now we're in the driver's seat. Don't forget baited arrow. Yeah, that was one of the lesser impactful arrows, but he did choose to trade into it. But that's not really Arrow's fault, or Arrow's doing, that's just him trading instead of pushing. Do you like Mischief Maker? She's funny, but no, she's not great. Those Volcanoes are better versus Rogue? No, I don't think so. I think I'm still a fan of Highmane. You're already gonna test with the Warlord anyway. I was thinking, man, if I hit the owl here, I can just kill him. Pretty funny, huh? She has an amazing voice line to BM with. Like, after you owl. Pretty funny, huh?
Rexar versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
The baited arrow is really good. But I think we try for a 1 or a 2. That's a 1 and a 2.
Why do you call? I awaken.
I've been liking Owl. Not so much Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker's tough to pick, but Owl is free. And I'm usually fine with the bad body for the silence effect.
I wonder.
Picked an Owl and a 12 in Rogue with Collins as well. And there's just so many times where like, yep, this is good. Yep, this is good. What beast is that? It's a Lackey beast. But you should have the overlay round soon. You can hover.
Almost out of time.
Rams? Those aren't exciting enough.
You have the overlay and you cannot hover. Interesting. You've given it permission and everything? Beast. Gosh, a big frog. Frog a peak.
Back, beast.
I might just go over statted cards next turn. We'll see. That's a pretty good start. That makes the Houndmaster look a lot better. Makes the mana pretty ugly though. But we'll see. This is a 2 mana card, but it's a 4 mana card in terms of stats, so even with weird mana, it shouldn't be too bad. Man, these draws are right on time. Alright. Hunter's Mark, Candle Shot, and then probably just overstatted thing. We could also just go Wasp. Figure out which one's better. Next turn, 7 mana. 7 mana, we're probably still happy going 3-2-2. So let's get the big boy out. Yeah, I think you can play for mana here, but then you open up Hellfire as well. You just have 2 less damage on board. And the mana will probably not matter because you got 3-2-2. Sure, it's fine. Still smack him in the face. I think you just play the minions. Let him Hellfire, then drop a worm. Pressure, pressure, pressure. I rewrote it. Well, I didn't rewrite it, but it's in a text document now, John. The site is being changed, so all the old content was gone.
So many possibilities.
Shriek Scorcher. Let's get the Scorcher out of the way. Shriek discarded a Peddler. Not bad. We're not there yet. If he has a good turn now, we might not get there through a Void Lord or something. Freeze? Ooh. No, not freeze. Alright, we have the 1/1 to deny him more healing. Ooh, a baited arrow. Baited arrow could deny him more healing. How does this work? I can't kill him, can I? There's no way to get the worm through. Alright, so let's do some stuff. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So now there's two things you can do. There's either trade here, which is gonna heal him for 2, but then you ping him for 2 straight away. Or there's baited arrow, which is gonna die that 2 healing and put a 5/5 down. Instead of a 5/5, you could put a 3/5 down and keep baited arrow for next turn. I think Tortoise Hero Power is better for that. And then hold the baited in hand, potentially getting through taunt. So it's null, right? Because baited denies the healing, but also denies the hero power. Let's see if he's got the Void Lord. It's probably the most important question here.
I wonder.
Yeah, it's taken a bit too long for Void Lord, so. It's also taken a bit too long for him to be dead. Seems like there's, yeah, outs for to tap for or something.
You win this time.
Jiraxis doesn't do shit, right? So we're not getting held back by the mages this time. I think that's a big difference. Of course, there's always some luck involved, right? That rogue game got turned around pretty well for us. But I think that the biggest difference between this and the rogue run is that our mage games are way smoother. And that's what the big minions are for. The Worm and the Pit Croc really help with those mage games. Oh, top deck. That looked like it was going to be terrible for us, but Arcane Shot, once again showing off how good of a card it is. Tar Creeper as well, but I think we all know by now how good Tar Creeper is. The Tomb Spiders, right, they're not great, but they're fillers while simultaneously helping you not run out of cards, so still pretty happy with them. The opponent's definitely pushing back, right? Good tempo. Coin 2/2 drops with a backstab. This is a little weaker tempo, but that could very easily be made up for with the spell. Probably a Webweaver pick, right? Yep. Just need to find something for next turn. Got the Croco. Seems like a good pick.
Right away.
I don't love drafting this, but I'll pick it if you got the Croc at the ready. Nothing wrong with it then. Alright, it feels like we just dump the minions here. The one problem is a Fungomancer, and a 9/2 rogue playing a Tar Creeper on turn 4 is... Yeah, actually I don't think I will risk it here. I think I actually need to Hunter's Mark that.
I wonder.
If I get fungled here, it's over. I never recover, right? Because then I have to mark on 6 instead of this. I don't get to do that. That's an annoying thing to do, but a 9 and 2 rogue playing a Tar Creeper on turn 4, that's enough indication for me that I was like, might be trying to set up a fungal. And then it's just over if he fungals. Whereas if he now has a bad turn, because he couldn't fungal, we might just run all over him with this combo. That's so stupid. But I guess we do it and we'll play the frog if it hits the frog. Not playing it is going to cost us more tempo. It's not like it's the end of the world, right? For 6 mana you get a 5/5 and a 3/2, that's good. But a 3 mana crocodile is probably going to swing it a bit harder next turn. At least we saw it coming, right? Oh, the hatchet is great here, because I don't want to leave this alive for Plaguebringer now. It seems really bad. Yeah, now we're pretty happy. I really want to know if there's a Fungomancer in these cards. Did he copy the Scorp or the Assassin's Blade? Did anyone see? He's already played a second copy.
So many.
Tar versus Plague, first pick. Probably Plague, but oh my god. It was a Scorp, okay. Take the 3, let's go. Damn. Pit Croc, still remove. Seems really annoying to deal with. Going face is also nice. But if he has his own Pit Croc and I leave it alive, he can just kill it. Whereas now, if he has to use a removal, I'll probably still get there.
So many options.
Mimic Pod into Plank. Yep. That's pretty much it. I want him to show the fungal. It's not a given that he has it, but it would be so cool if he did. And we just won the game on that turn.
Well played.
Well played.
Hey, he did have the Pit Croc we played around.
Your soul shall be mine.
It doesn't even matter too much whether he has it or not. I think that we read the situation and there was a reasonable chance of fungal immediately ending the game. So, do I keep Arcane Shot? I might actually. Yeah. It just dumps on an imp, right? Just 1 mana to kill their Flame Imp. I know that if I'm running like a triple Flame Imp deck and they have Arcane Shot, I'm like, really? Arcane Shot, my imp? Holy crap. And if it's not a fast Warlock, we probably win because we're Hunter. So I think it's okay to hedge versus fast Warlocks here. You already have a play with the Macaw. You're going to draw more cards, and the Macaw is going to give you a beast. So I think we're just happy to have enough defense here. Yep, perfect. Got to play now. Not sure if this is ever going to see the board, but who knows. If it does, it'll probably be really good. Okay. That's what we want to see, right? Some slow play. Probably the main problem will be Spellstones and Carded Defender, those kind of cards. Because it feels like we're going to beat him on the board. Especially with the flanking waiting in the wings. Alright, let's go over this. What can we do here? My instinct would be to Hunter's Market and trade the Jar Dealer. You can flanking it, but then you're also dumping the frog in. I don't like that at all. So I think I'm gonna mark it. I think I'll take my 2 damage, but I might gibber next turn with the flanking. Could bait him into tapping. Well, if the frog is alive, the frog might hit his face and then he's getting 2/3 drops, so that's terrible. Holy crap. It feels like he just got the Reno or something, right? Man, part of me actually wants to just keep hero powering, but make him Hellfire, I suppose. It's probably better. Just make him Hellfire. Hellfire is also just going to hit his own face. He doesn't want to play a Hellfire. I think if you hold back here because of the fear of the Hellfire, you actually give him room to just taunt. I think taunt is a lot more annoying than Hellfire for holding back. He could actually have the Reno. He is playing like he has it. It's weird. It's a crazy amount of tapping versus a Hunter. So if he does have Reno, I wouldn't actually be that surprised. And it's rare that I say that, because Reno is really rare. There's a Hellfire. Yeah, that's my philosophy when it comes to that. I don't think I'll Arcane Shot. If he has a Carted Defender, I'm not getting through anyway. If he has any kind of taunt, we don't kill him anyway, right? So preemptive Arcane Shot face feels bad. I don't think developing minions will matter. This guy should probably have removal for days. Possibly even just waiting for us to play a Siphon target, so... Playing a minion, I think, is off. I think it might just be Grievous Bite Hero Power. Just keep sitting. I think playing the minion here is exactly what he wants. He might even Siphon the Beetle here.
Float like a butterfly.
Sting like a bee.
He has not pumped his Spellstone to 7, but it could be on 5. I think we set up the Mosh lethal, right? This way. So if it's Spellstone or Siphon, he has to target his own minion, which is a lot more annoying. Because your beat is healing, so... I mean, you could also just kill him with the hero power, but... My point is now... Yeah, there we go. There we go. What about pre-hit the tar? Because you have the Mosh, I don't think it matters. Giving him a turn here is a little risky. But if he has more healing, we are screwed, and he will just siphon the 1/1. So if we're afraid of siphon, it's best not to do it. Because your argument for Mosh is like, oh, what if he has siphon, right? Demon Bolt would be another one, but we're gonna remove 2 minions. I think it's Mosh. I think we're okay.
I hunt alone.
It's a pretty insane Mosh. Because now it's not just the Shroom Brewer that destroys us, right? Granted, if you had a brewer, you'd play that over stone, but it's any type. It's mainly the siphon, honestly. Siphoning the 1/1 and then just full face instantly loses us.
I wonder.
I think the main argument for Mosh here is that it gives you a lot more time to kill him. Even though it's probably just gets Demon Bolted or something. But if he Demon Bolts, he can't really develop that much. The Demon Bolt is 6 mana right now, so you can maybe play a 4-drop. 4-drop, go face, Demon Bolt. Next tonight, Hero Power. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting game so far. This goes for Tom. But this is fine, right? This gives us time. We just go trade, smack, Hero Power. Probably just Worm. Yeah, it feels like he's not getting there then. No Reno. That's good.
Let the hunt begin.
That's a really good hand. I think we just keep the baited arrow. The deck was 2 and 2, yeah. Coining the 5 is probably going to do too much for us here. Should you keep your best cards? You should try to engineer a way to be able to keep the best cards, but a lot of it is mainly a bit of feeling, right? Can you get away with it? That's basically the question. Are you gonna die? And that's experience, right? Knowing when you can and can't get away with it. True Silver is really good, and 11-win Paladin, I wouldn't expect anything less. But it means we can go back in with the baited. Ooh, no True Silver. That's great. And get a big worm. Well, we can just coin dunk the baited arrow, push 3 face, move on with our turn. It's class dependent, it's matchup dependent, archetype dependent. Do you have coin? Do you not have coin? That's a process that a lot of players, they have their own systems that work for them. And I probably have a couple mulligans that aren't entirely correct, purely statistically based. But a lot of them feel like they're accurate. And it's tough, right? But you could technically keep track of all your mulligans over years of time and then look like, okay, should I do this, should I do that? But meta's changed, different things become better. So it'd be tough. It would be tough. Steed, the Rumble Tusk is a little annoying, but you're not gonna dump both attacks in there. Gonna pre-bump, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Six phase seems like a no-brainer. But then it feels like flanking trade, hero power, or maybe Beetle. Maybe Beetle's fine, we're not that close to killing him. And Beetle's a good target to kill the dude. Yeah, mulliganing for curve is safe, solid, it's no problem doing that. It's just if you want to take your game to the next tier, sometimes you're gonna have to do a weird mulligan. Like, oh, I mean, this is a flame strike keep because of, you know, blah 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 and all that. This feels like put him to 5 going into Pit Croc. Is Tar more annoying than a scout here? I probably hold on the Tar in case he heals, right? He's got a Basilisk. It's really easy for him to kill stuff right now. Because the out is healing, so you assume he heals. And if he heals, I'd rather have a Tar Creeper for later so I don't die. Draw last. Well, I'm not going to play my 5-mana card on that turn. Music's gone? That's because we do one loop. No heal, we got him. That's got to be a bad draw for him, right? Turn 4 specifically. Rumble Tusk. So I'm not sure if he kept Rumble Tusk, but that would be an example, right? Where let's say you're an 11-win Paladin queuing up against an 11-win Hunter. You can have a perfect curve curving into Rumble Tusk. At 11 wins, I'm like, I'm not gonna win this with a Rumble Tusk, right? I'm gonna want my True Silver. I'm gonna want my Phoenix. So I wouldn't keep a perfect curve curving into Rumble Tusk, right? Because I'm like, ugh, this minion sucks, right? I'm gonna need better against an 11 Hunter. So sometimes you throw the curve if the curve is terrible. Like I don't keep Razorfen Hunter as a 3-drop unless I specifically have a deck where I'm not gonna get much better. So this draft was interesting. Hearth Arena tells you to pick Animal Companion. That's crazy. You get so many... like, for me, it's almost never Animal Companion. I can kind of see it, though, because you get a lot of weapons offered, and Fungal is tough for newer players. So Animal Companion is sort of like the safe pick, but I think if you want to get the most out of Hunter, you just don't pick Animal Companions. I wanted to Rumble Tusk over to Jar Dealer, and I'm like, I don't know. Temple Berserker, Tomb Spider, Bright-Eyed. Shattered over Bite, I don't know. Hatchet over Worm, specifically because we had that run with the mages, right? So this was all pretty standard. It wanted Swarm of Locusts over Beastmaster. I don't know, I haven't never been too impressed with the Locusts. Maybe that's just me. It wanted Macaw over Spear. That's also interesting. Neverset over Longbow could also make sense, but the Longbow did quite well. This is all pretty standard. Now it wanted the Hatchet over the Beetle. I don't know. I think we had enough weapons. It wanted another Pit Croc, and I can definitely see that. In the end, I think we were one big card short. But the Hounds are great if you get another big card offered here. Here there was nothing they wanted, right? Razor Maw was really good for them, and I agree, Razor Maw is amazing. Flanking did not disappoint, though. Arcane Shot did well. Wow. They really don't value Tar Creeper. Okay. It's either that or we had enough 3 mana cards. But alright. I think especially to new players, or just anyone using Hearth Arena, right? I think if you're looking for guidance, you should just like never let them skip Tar Creeper. If you want an easy way to just bump up someone's average right now, it's like don't skip Bone Rate, don't skip Tar Creeper, don't skip Lone Champion.